The wisdom behind the prohibition of adultery, Allah, the Almighty, has forbidden adultery and has considered it one of the greatest indecencies, and has prescribed the punishment for committing it as a had in this world and a great sin in the hereafter. Allah the Almighty said, "And do not come near to adultery. Indeed, it is ever an immorality and is evil as a way." Allah the Almighty praised His believing servants with several descriptions, including their guarding their private parts and refraining from adultery. Allah the Almighty said about them, "And those who guard their private parts, except from their wives or those their right hands possess, for indeed they will not be blamed." God Almighty has not forbidden anything except for a profound wisdom and reasons that necessitate this prohibition. Scholars have sought the wisdom behind God Almighty's prohibition of adultery. The following is an explanation of some of the wisdoms and reasons behind God Almighty's prohibition of it. Preserving lineages and preventing their mixing. One of the most prominent reasons for prohibiting adultery is the mixing of lineages that it causes and leads to, by attributing the children of adultery to people other than their real fathers. The mixing of lineages results in many legal and social warnings, including the child of adultery with non-mahrams, and he shares in the inheritance with them without right. Adultery was prohibited in order to protect lineages from mixing. Protecting society from moral corruption. God Almighty has forbidden adultery because of the moral corruption it causes in society, through the spread of vice in it, the destruction of its values, and the removal of modesty and chivalry from its individuals. They do not respect the sanctity of honor, and the spread of adultery in a society may be a reason for the spread of other vices and indecencies, such as assaulting people by harming and killing, and other evils that adultery may justify doing and committing, because whoever does not respect the sanctity of honor will not respect the sanctity of anything less than that. Preserving and stabilizing the family. Not prohibiting adultery and the spouses practicing it will lead to the corruption of the marital relationship and the destruction of the family, because the entry of either spouse into a forbidden relationship will lead to the instability of the family and the frequent outbreak of problems and disputes within it, and this may lead to the destruction of the family and its dispersal through divorce. Disease prevention. Many diseases are transmitted as a result of illicit relationships, as studies indicate that it is the cause of the spread of a number of diseases such as gonorrhea, syphilis, and AIDS, which are serious diseases that may lead to death. Preserving women's dignity. Islam's prohibition of adultery is to preserve women and protect their dignity, because permitting it would lead to assaulting and humiliating women, unlike the marriage relationship, which is not permissible except by a valid contract that preserves the woman's rights and prevents her from being harmed or wronged, or depriving her of the rights that the Sharia has given her, such as the dowry, maintenance, good treatment, and others. Prevention of adultery. The wise Sharia has established many ways to protect individuals from falling into the crime of adultery, and among these ways are the following. Commitment to lowering the gaze. Sharia law has ordered Muslims, both male and female, to lower their gaze and not to gaze at what is not permissible for them to look at. Commitment to the etiquette of asking permission. A Muslim is commanded to ask permission when entering other people's homes and places, so that he does not see their private parts and what it is not permissible for him to see. Adherence to the Islamic dress code. Sharia law has ordered women to adhere to modest, covering clothing, because it is more likely to protect them from the aggression of others. Not being alone with foreign men and women. Sharia law forbids a woman to be alone with men who are not her mahrams, and a man to be alone with women who are not his mahrams.